So behind me, I have an absolutely gorgeous Porsche Macan, or if you're a Porsche snob, you'll say Porsche, of course. But I say we won the war, so we get to pronounce it the way we want. But if you are a Porsche snob, it's Porsche. That's how it's supposed to be pronounced. We've got a beautiful vehicle right here. We're gonna do a little road test, a little review of the interior. Actually, this has gotten a 10 out of 10 by Car and Driver. They had a few criticisms, one of which was the back second row seating space, but I'm 5'10", and I fit perfectly back there. Lots of leftover head space, plenty of leftover knee space. I'll show some pictures to that, but let's just jump right in and start with the fun part. Let's go and put the pedal to the metal, well, responsibly. I really appreciate that Valestri Ford in Sherbrooke, Quebec has provided us with this vehicle. So if you're looking for a used Porsche Macan, give them a call, check out their website, and let's talk about reliability. What living with this vehicle would be like. Does it make sense to buy this? Let's get into all the details. So let's jump right in. Oh, it's just so nice. Okay, no, it is very nice in the corners. It's very planted. It's a good sounding 4-cylinder, and you're gonna save a lot of money if you go for the regular Porsche Macan, because like this one, regular, there's nothing too regular about it. When you have a Porsche, you know, some people would say, well, why have a Porsche with a 4-cylinder? You know, these machines need to be really, really fast. So right before we hit to the road test, let's check out the interior. You got a nice little clock up there. Porsche likes to always have their little clocks up there. Some models, they'll charge you more for that. So this is the non-S version. So this is the 2-liter 4-cylinder with 252 horsepower. You can also shop the S model. Now the S model will have a bit more horsepower and a little more speed because it's a 3-liter V6 with 352 horsepower. And of course, there's also, 340 horsepower, and there's the GTS with 360 horsepower. Now the GTS does 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. So it's the fastest model, but I don't think you need to get a GTS to enjoy this vehicle, because this is meant to be a people carrier. If you want to go really fast, you'd get a 911. Now let's check out how the 4-cylinder sounds in just a moment. Now you'll notice some models are going to have an exhaust button added here, and that's so you can have active exhaust and have a louder exhaust. And other models will also have a little suspension button to have your height of the vehicle be adjustable. Now you've got even a little cigarette lighter there. You got your handbrake. You got your heated and cooled seats. Now, Car and Driver criticized the interior of this, saying that, you know, for the price of the vehicle, you should get a much better interior. I actually really like the interior of this. The seats are very comfortable. They're firm, but that's good for your back. I have back problems, and already I can tell this is my kind of seat. You got a Bose sound system. And you've got this carbon fiber, at least carbon fiber style, throughout the vehicle. Now this one has the roof up there, so you do have the glass roof. Plenty of space in the back. Now that centerpiece comes down for your drink holder. You got your little optional, you can choose the heating in the back seat. So buttons just on this center console right here. It's a sharp vehicle, so let's get this Porsche going. So very nice screen here. So let's start it up and see how this screen. Now, if you're worried about reliability, you think this vehicle is going to cost a fortune to own, well, if you don't bring the vehicle in for its oil changes at a Porsche dealership, you're going to actually get off with, you know, relatively reasonably priced oil changes, around $300 to $400, which, you know, isn't the end of the world for a vehicle that is going to make you look very, very wealthy. All right, so we're inside the Porsche Macan. And Car and Driver said that they were disappointed with this interior. They called it very standard. I actually really like the interior of this vehicle. I find it's practical. The seats are very comfortable. I like quite a bit the leather of the seats. And I love, I'm not sure if you can hear that, love the feeling of the Tiptronic paddle shifters. They feel they're just fun to press in. And the shifter is just at the right spot. I've got my hand down here. It's a good resting area, but it also just feels like I'm ready to shift up and down. Now, while Car and Driver critiqued and kind of didn't like the interior very much, did say that the drive was very sporty, agile, and very rewarding, fun to drive. Now they're right there, but they also said that you don't feel bumps inside. Well, I guess they don't have our roads, because I can definitely feel the bumps. Let's give it a little acceleration as we merge on the highway, focus on the driving. That's a very nice sounding 4-cylinder. Now the vehicle, it's cool, it's letting me know that I've gone over the speed limit a little. I'm just following traffic, but it's let me know that I've gone 20 over, which is just perfect. That way I can know what speed to follow the traffic. Everyone does 120 kilometers an hour. So now I'm just slowed down a little, traffic's going a little bit faster, but I like the feeling of this vehicle. Yes, we can hear the rain outside. So, you know, people are often, you're gonna get car reviews that will take these luxury brands and really make them sound like pure perfection. They'll always pick on one or two things, but make the rest sound like pure perfection. So Car and Driver, which I absolutely love them, they're saying that you don't hardly feel a bump inside, to paraphrase. But yeah, I'm feeling those bumps. So that's kind of surprising if you've only read the major reviews. But here I like to get, cover the real deal. It would not prevent me from buying this vehicle at all. I expect that a vehicle that is agile and handles well and is fun to drive, and this SUV, this crossover, is fun to drive. I expect the suspension to be a little stiff. It has to be. If you don't have a stiff suspension, you're gonna have a roly-poly, wobbly wheelbarrow-like drive. It's gonna be left and right, swaying in the corners. You're not getting any of that with this. Now let's go get off the road. We've got a little road noise with the water on the ground and the water against the windshield. So now I'm looking more so to grab a few bendies, because that's going to be really the high selling point of this vehicle. And the Tiptronic. Oh, it's just so nice. Okay, no, it is very nice in the corners. It's very planted. It's a good sounding 4-cylinder, and you're going to save a lot of money if you go for the regular Porsche Macan, because like this one, regular, there's nothing too regular about it. When you have a Porsche, some people would say, well, why have a Porsche with a 4-cylinder? These machines need to be really, really fast. Well, look at the back seats back there, folks. This is a people carrier. This is for your family. So I'd say my recommendation, save a lot of money. Go for the Porsche Macan non-S and non-GTS, because the S, yes, you're gonna have 5.1 seconds 0 to 60 time, and yes, the GTS, that's the 3-liter with 352 horsepower. That's for the S. This is the 252 horsepower 4-cylinder engine, inline 4 with a turbo. The S, 3-liter V6, very cool. It's sounding like a 911 to me, because it also has the 3-liter, but now they have twin turbos. Now you also have the GTS, and the GTS has 400 horsepower. That's impressive. That's impressive for an SUV. 400 horsepower. Of course, you can also get a little bit more than that out of an Explorer ST and spend more money, get more range. But when you arrive in a Porsche, people notice you. It screams money. And what else does it scream? It also will be screaming tires if you do get the GTS, because that does 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Now that is pretty darn fast for an SUV. But do you really need to spend that extra money to have an SUV that accelerates that quickly? In in the day-to-day, why do we put so much importance on that for an SUV? I think what's really special about this vehicle is its handling. It handles really well. I'm feeling the bumps, but for a vehicle that handles this well, it's handling the bumps quite well. if it had a very soft suspension in the corners, but then I felt the bumps as much as this, I'd be disappointed. But in the corners, oh yeah, it's on rails. Okay, that's fun. that's quite fun. So you don't need to have pedal to the metal action all the time to have a whole lot of fun. It's nice to have a vehicle that has a lot of presence. It demands attention. It's a statement piece. You don't have to have the fastest engine. You're still gonna have a whole lot of fun driving this because, woo, it's very direct. It's very agile in the corners. It's fun to drive for those reasons. You will get to work on time driving one of these. You don't have to have that 4.1 0 to 100 kilometers or 0 to 60 miles per hour seconds of the GTS. So why don't you save, 20,000 Canadian when it comes to shopping used prices and go with the 4-cylinder. So that's probably going to be contrary to what you'll hear on a lot of channels. But I think there's, this isn't being unbelievably quick, isn't a required purpose of this machine for most people. Now the suspension does shift very quickly, so let's upshift now. Very little delay, quick shifting, so I like that. I like the feel of the steering wheel. I love the feel of this seat. It's firm, which is just perfect for my back. Very nice leather on the seat. Now, okay, the dash isn't all covered in leather. It is optional. You could find one with that, but it's going to cost more. The touchscreen, it's very quick. It's easy to use, so I'm liking that. Sounds great for a 4-cylinder. And I'm surprised how well this handles the corners. Really enjoying this. Now, the feeling for the wiper stick as well as the cruise control, it all feels really, really quite nice. And I'm now going to test the turning radius. And one thing is, until you're used to it, it's not automatic to see what gear you're in, which I would like to see. So I'm just going to turn around here. There's all sorts of bumps. Definitely feeling them inside. This is a stiff suspension, despite reviews saying that you'll just, float over the bumps and not feel them. Vehicle does shut down when you're stopped. So it's got that auto start stop. Haven't easily found the button to turn that off. So I'll have to search to see if there actually is one, but the temperature controls I like the feel to them. Everything feels very real. It doesn't feel all digital. It's not just little touch screen buttons for everything. So that's a little speed bump here. Okay, so you feel the suspension, but overall I'm very much liking this vehicle, and I'm not worried about reliability. This is a very reliable vehicle. It's a very reliable powertrain. Any of the engines that you get out of this Porsche have been very well engineered. Oh, that's fun. So the red line's at 7,000 RPM, and it gets there very quickly, very enjoyable in the 4-cylinder. And you don't have to worry about reliability of this because the powertrain is fantastic. The electronics are fantastic. It points all towards, if you're to compare Land Rover versus Porsche, get the Porsche. You're not going to be pouring money into this. Oil changes, of course, for any European brand, you're going to spend more on oil changes. They cost more if you go to the dealership. But you need to, if you go elsewhere, you'll save money. But make sure that when you do go elsewhere other than the dealer, that they really know what they're doing. Because you want these oil changes done properly with good oil and very good oil filters. Take another little bendy here. Okay, yeah, that's snappy, agile. It feels light. Very, very enjoyable to drive. I can't get over how much fun it is to play around with these paddle shifts. I want this vehicle. The interior is, considering the reviews, I expected, poor interior. This is a very nice interior. It's posh, it's classy, and that's, you know, I think summarizes very well Porsche. No matter what Porsche you're looking at getting, it's well engineered, it's posh, and it's classy. And look at me, I'm already calling it Porsche. I guess I'm becoming a Porsche snob just from this road test. I like this. I like this a lot. I'd like Marie to test drive this. Mind you, we love our Ford Maverick, but this would be pretty darn cool. So if you are interested in this vehicle, just a little reminder, head over to Valistry Ford's website. Even if you're in a different province, I bet this, you know, can even be shipped overseas. I've had vehicles get shipped over from Valistry all the way to France and further to Africa, to Europe, to, you know, haven't had any shipped to the Asian continent yet, to Asia, but Africa and Europe actually relatively often. So very, very nice vehicle. If you're looking for one of these, this is a clean one, and it's got its full history, which is something you should really consider when shopping a Porsche. Any European vehicle, it can get costly in repairs if it wasn't maintained well. Very important. And these vehicles, these Macans, actually, it's actually good once in a while to give it a little gas. You know, put the pedal to the floor once in a while to clean up the engine. It's good for it. It's made for it. I'm gonna enjoy this bendy. Now the bendy had a big bump in it, and it handled it very well. It didn't send me off track. Just something that when I've reviewed Jeep Wranglers, bumps in corners do kind of have you wobbling around and not feeling as safe as I would like. It makes you feel like you're going to lose control, and the body kind of does waver. This very stout, down to the ground like a bulldog, so it's really on rails, very, very enjoyable. The only piece of, you know, potential worry is the timing case. So the timing case, if it is leaking oil, the motor needs to come out, and it'll be about $6,000 to $9,000 repair, because it's all about the time that it takes to pull out that motor and change that timing case and the gasket. So that's a big repair. Generally, that's going to happen over 200,000 kilometers or over 150,000 miles. So you're good for quite a while. Actually, just recently, we're doing the exact same job on a Dodge Ram 1500 that has about 150,000 kilometers, which is about 90,000 miles. So repairs, no matter what you buy on the used market, you need to anticipate a little budget for maintenance and repairs. You know, it's not these aren't, you know, brand new vehicles. Mind you, this actually has a warranty on it for about roughly another 2 years. Another reason why I like it and would very much consider it for a buy. Now the steering wheel feels just great in my hands. I love that Porsche logo, looking very rich and classy and posh in the middle of the steering wheel. Now the center, all the buttons do look plasticky, but this isn't, you know, this isn't a $200,000-$300,000 once new Rolls Royce. It's not wood everywhere, so there is a use of plastic, but it doesn't look bad at all. So if you're considering a Macan, definitely consider a 2017. Lower miles, the better. Now a lot of people want to save money, and if you want to save money, if you want to get the, you know, the best deal, sometimes people mistake the best deal for the least expensive one on the internet. That's not necessarily going to be the best deal. This vehicle has a full record of always going off to the Porsche dealership for its maintenance, so you know it was taken care of. And you know, when you shop the lowest price, you might get caught into the trap of getting the Macan or any used vehicle with the highest mileage or a hidden accident. So get your car proof. This is accident free, so that's one thing to check. Check that it was maintained on a very regular basis, ideally at the dealership. And you know, put it up on a lift. Make sure these vehicles aren't leaking any oils. So those are the things that you're going to want to consider. Look at your engine oil. Make sure that it's the color it's supposed to be, you know, brown to black. Make sure it's not, looking greenish because of, potential radiator fluid in there. So do your own inspection, and also you can go take it to be inspected. Make sure that the radiator fluid is at the right levels when you drive it. Make sure that the transmission and the motor, that everything's not getting excessively hot, that nothing is overheating. So yeah, the sticks on this really feel like they've got a good real feel to it, good click. So that feels pretty darn nice. Quick, good sound, really good sounding 4-cylinder. Plenty to get me onto this on-ramp, passing the car that I was going to be driving very slowly. And I like to merge with the highway at highway speed, so I'm not just getting on the highway and then someone drives in the back of the vehicle. This has plenty of power for passing. And I know this one passes my inspection, so it is a quality used vehicle, and I would definitely 100% buy a used Porsche that passes all my inspection tests. And this one does. It's comfortable. I wish Betty was here to fall in love with this, so I get that okay. So folks, thank you very much for watching. If you've got questions, throw them into the comment section. If you've got comments, please be helpful. If you have extra information you want to add in about maintenance, about repairs, reliability, let us know in the comment section. We're here at Johnny's Car Care and Reviews to be a community that doesn't bash each other, but instead helps each other. What a concept. Auto enthusiasts in the same community helping each other out. That's what we're here for. And if that sounds good to you, no matter what, please hit that thumbs up button. But if you want to be part of the community, just hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. It helps feed and dress those poodles, as well as the future JCCR baby coming down the road. So please support us, hit the bell notification to not miss any of our videos, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday nights. We do lives. If you're a member, well then we do private lives where we'll help you shop, look over deals. We're really here to be hands-on community, there to help each other out. So until next time, peace out everybody. And oh, one last curve. Oh, it's a bendy. Oh, that's wonderful. 66 kilometers an hour, 70. Going through my horrible bump test while in a corner, and the vehicle stays 100% planted. Didn't shift me around anywhere. Even though you can see I am feeling these bumps, but it's very planted, I feel very safe driving this vehicle, and I feel very safe driving this vehicle at very fast speeds. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Take care.